Hello, we're going to continue to use some of the function associated with text. I'm about to start to show you how to do the text function like we used in the previous videos by formatting this value as a dollar sign. So you start with the function name text, you open a parentheses, then you refer to the cell address, then you comma, open quotation, and if you wanted to do the currency, of course, we need to start with the dollar sign, pound sign. Also indicate that you wanted to have a comma after three digits within the number itself. Also, you could put decimal points, and maybe you would like to have only one instead of two. You could put two, but you wanted to have just one digit to the right of the decimal points. And let's go ahead and play with this. So it will be very interesting because you are in control on how you wanted to format your data. For example, here I have, let's say, 99 cents. So what's going to happen here is going to round the 99 to put the dollar to add the dollar to 89,000. So very powerful, knowing that if I change this format to two decimal points, which currency usually are, all sort of currencies is supposed to be formatted with two digits to the right of the decimal point. Of course, that will give me the exact one. So you could control that completely. For example, if I do the same thing here, text, of course, start with equal sign, and I wanted to give this one here, comma, and I did the quotation, dollar sign, pound sign, or hash sign, or tic-tac-toe sign, whatever you're comfortable naming it. And I had here nothing, actually. I didn't put any decimal point whatsoever. And here we go. You notice here it's going to act as a rounding up the value because I decided I don't want to have any cents. So be careful when you're trying to be fair to people about how the formatting is going to look. You don't want to really scare them that you're chopping off their dollars, or usually it's really adding 1 cent to them and it's close to the dollar. But I would always recommend that you would have it that way. That's one way of doing it. The other way, we could look at the text function in relation to numbers instead of currency. I will take this one out. And now I could have no dollar sign, and it's going to add the comma to any number with more than 3 digits. And notice how it's actually did that the comma there. No reference to anything associated with decimal points or digit to the right of the decimal points. We could be creative, basically, and how we're going to be able to format this. If I don't want at all the comma there, and I could go ahead and say just one pound sign. I'm going to experiment with this. I have never tried this before. And notice it states anything has to do with that. I'm going to just use it as a number and no reference to comma or anything. So one pound sign would be enough because it's going to really look for the number of the digit in the value, of course. I'm not chopping anything off in this case. So that's one way of doing it. And the other thing that we could use text function for is to notice that date. Date is very too powerful type of data, and date is a number. So if I say here 07 and 08, and this is a very, very special date to me, and I have here it's coming soon, so that's why I'm using it. And we're going to go ahead and say this is my date. Remember, I did not use the dollar, the equal sign. If I do that equal sign, it's going to be really a mathematical calculation. It's going to divide the 7 by the 8, and whatever we have as a result is going to divide that by 2016. And notice here, I put it really as a value of a number in order for me to see the final result. I could change that to number, and we can go ahead and add more digit to the right of the decimal points to see what is 7 divided by 8 divided by 2016. So make sure that you first of all change that to date. That's the right short date. And make sure that you really don't use that equal sign when you're trying to put the date, because sometimes we don't use the date that frequently, most of these numbers, so forget to sometimes I use the equal sign. So this is the date, and obviously this is a short date. I could control that format completely using the text function. I could say here text, and in reference to the date, which is a number, and I'll show you what we mean by a number. And this is going to be a B6, and I'm going to format it like this. If you notice here, I don't have the 0 before the 7, I don't have the 0 before the 8. So if I said here 0, 0, and I wanted to get dash instead of the slash, and another 0, 0, and I wanted to go ahead and put dash, and I want to go ahead and put 0, 0, 0, 0, it's not going to really give us a good result. I'll show you in a second why. It's going to give you really some sort of crazy answers. Why? Because the date is a number, so in order for me to get this to reflect the actual month, use the MM to indicate I wanted the month. So the month to the text function I'm sorry, the letter MM is going to indicate I wanted the shortest type of month, which is going to use the digit 7, but it's going to add the 0 to the left of it. The same thing for the day, which I'm going to be using DD, and the same thing I'm going to be using YYY, which indicates the year. And look here, beautiful. Notice that we added the 0, so if you like to align your format, it's basically aligning your output so it doesn't look crooked if one of them has the 0 before a single digit month or not. You are sure that all of them may have it that way. Another way of doing it is to go ahead and say text, and I'm going to use the same date, and it's going to be for me here to say MMM, 3 M's, and of course we could put the dash instead of the slash, and I'm going to say here day, DDDD for the day, and I'm going to use 4D. That's going to give me the longest day, so it's going to be July, not the full word, July, G-U-L, the actual day, and it's going to give me also, if I say here, year, of course the year is going to be a digit, and here we go, or numbers rather. Notice that I got July, Friday, 2016, that's going to be in Friday, so I know it's going to be that important day on Friday. If I put the other M for the month, it's going to give me the full month name. It's going to be July, Friday, 2016. And here we go. I know the date, but I want to know what the day actually is. It Friday? Is it Saturday? It turned out to be Friday. So if I have only one, of course, you can change the format, July the 8th. And if I wanted to have 3 of those, you're going to have a short meaning for the day, FRI. All of this can be accomplished, so you will be able to control or format your output very easily, and you can stun somebody with your ability to show them all this different approach of formatting your date. What else we can do, for example, if I have a date, and we're going to continue to talk about dates, let's say I have 0, 7, again, 8 in 2016. What is this number if I change that to the number of a group here, and I turn this into a number? And you will be surprised to see that 42,559. What is that day? This day is the number of the days that have elapsed since the original recorded date in Excel, which is 01/1900. So this is how many days we have already lived it through, or not all of us, but maybe some of us as old as that, like myself, that you can go ahead and witness how many days you have lived it through. Let's go ahead and see if that is true. This is going to be the day, number of the days, divided, let's say, by 365.25, because this is how many days we have in a year, accommodating for the leap year. And notice we have 116.5202 years have elapsed since that day. So day is a number, and keep that in your mind when we're trying to do so much different calculation associated with days. For example, if I have 2 days here, 2, 9, slash, let's say 19, that's September 19, 2010. And now I'm going to use actually another function that is going to insert today's date for me, which is a function called today. It's going to be dynamic, meaning tomorrow is going to change as well. Today is the 10th of June, and this is today's date, so function today, and tomorrow is going to be June 11, and so forth. So if I wanted to see how many days have elapsed since that between those 2 days, I could go ahead and say this minus this, which means how many days between June 10th and 2016 and September 19, 2010, and it's 2,091 days have elapsed. Of course, there's a better way of calculating the years, but if I took that number again and divided that by 365.25, it's going to give me how many years have elapsed since 300, not 200, 300. And it's going to tell me how many years have elapsed since that early day. It's 5 years, 0.72 years. So this is basically the date, and I'm going to continue talking about the date as well. Look here. If I have a day like this one here, and I wanted to see what is extract the month only. I could extract the month by saying month, which is a function, and you supply the date, specific date to the month, and it's going to pull that month from that date. The same thing, month, and the same thing we could do with that day, because you want it sometimes to break the day into multiple parts for comparison, as you will see in the next example I'm going to show you. So day here is going to be, this is the date, here we go. And so it's the 19th, and here is another function, it's called year, and we wanted to go ahead and see what is the year. So this is brilliant, the 3 function, and I'm going to go ahead and show it to you one more time. Month, escape, click, days, E6, escape, and year, and we were able to extract the month, days, and year. Let's take a practical example based on this very quickly, and it shouldn't really take too long since we know how we're going to be using those functions. I'm going to the view and change that into Zoom 200. And now, if I have a friend, let's say here name, let's say here John, I have Al, and I have my son who has a birthday coming within less than 2 months. And I have my daughter, Rosa, and this is basically their date of birth. That's birthday. And John, I'm making it up here, 0807, and let's say here 1992. And Mr. Elwoods, I'm going to actually turn the days around. I didn't take his permission to use his actual date, so that's not his actual birthday, and he was born in 1944. At least I can give you the year. And my son and my daughter, they were born actually within a year, but a day. She was born on the 17th of certain month, and he was born on the 18th, the same month, but yeah, a year apart. But let's go ahead and make it up. So also, I don't need to share the date unless I ask them for that. So it's going to be, let's assume that the son was born August 1st, and he was born year 2000. Actually, 1999. I'm sorry. I'm glad he's not here to hear that. I'm made a mistake about his year of birth, or birth year. My daughter, so she was born a day before that, so she was born on that 31st. Let's assume that's a year apart. So we notice here that these actually different dates for different people, friends, family. And notice here, this is today's day. Today is basically June 10th. So I wanted to tell them happy birthday. I wanted to see which one of these important people in my life that have a birthday today when I look at the sheet. So how are we going to do this? First of all, we learned about and previously. Do you agree, if you think a little bit about it, if the month of this day, which is today's day, equal to the month of the birthday of that important individual, and if the day of today's date is equal to their day, today of the day of their birth, then it's their birthday. I'm not going to be concerned with the year, because that's people have, of course, birthday in different years. So I'm going to compare this to this and the days to this day, and if that's, I'm going to say to them happy birthday. So let's go ahead and see. First of all, I'm going to extract the month for them. So month, as we have seen earlier, for this one here. And notice I could go ahead and extract the month for all of them. So, and the day for them, which is the actual day of their birthday, is going to be date, and it's going to be the date of this. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and do that very quickly. And notice I could go ahead and I know I could extract also today's month, or month, actual date. I'm going to say here, this month of this day. Of course, I need to lock this because I'm going to be using it for the other, to use it for the other calculation. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Because I need to compare if this month is equal to this month. And also, I wanted to go ahead and do the same thing for day of this one here, which also I'm going to lock it. You don't have to put it really equivalent or one. You could really refer to it as, but I'm just trying to explain the idea hopefully better by comparing this to this and this to this. So this is, let me go ahead and show you here what the yellow should be equal to the yellow. And let's go ahead and say that green should be equal to the green in order to say to that individual happy birthday. So here it is. We extracted the day, we extracted the month, and that was very helpful. And let's see, first of all, remember, we want to say birthday or not, happy birthday or not, birthday or not. However, what we want to see here, using that AND operator or AND function, if this is equal to this, okay, and we're going to go ahead also test if this is equal to this, okay, then it's going to be true that today's is their birthday. Of course, none of these people I listed is going to have a birthday, but we're going to go ahead and play with it. So this is a false, because again, none of those is going to have the match in the day. But I could actually prepare myself to say, if this is a true, comma, meaning if it's true, I will say, happy birthday, okay, and look what, I'm going to go ahead and concatenate their name, happy birthday, John, okay, otherwise, we're going to say, sooner or later, John, sooner or later, we will celebrate your birthday. And I'm going to put a comma and it close the concatenation, but I want to concatenate with an actual name. So I'm going to close that, for the and look here. It's going to say sooner or later we will celebrate your birthday, John. Of course, I could put a dot at the end, and none of these people is going to really have this. However, if I claim that Mr. L was born on the month of 6, but his actual birthday is basically today, then we're going to go ahead and say happy birthday Al, because the month matches the month and the day matches the day. If I have here another name, let's say Tony, and I'm making up his birthday as today's day, let's say he is this young, and you notice here, again, that's because I did actually and I could go ahead, I did calculation for today's day, and notice he's also going to get happy birthday, Pony. So I hope you learned something through this video, and I hope we will continue to play with our text function in the next video. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my work here.